Welcome to the Rocker Skating Podcast. I feel like we haven't done this in a long time, but John Wilson Blades is still our sponsor, and Michelle Ellis is still with us. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Jackie.
It's May 24th, which means we haven't watched any new competition skating for 2 months.
It's been a decent break. I have watched more skating than I anticipated watching during that time, but yes, no new skating.
It's a little. I do feel like last season was a long time ago already,
Yeah, yeah.
which I like in some ways, but I also don't like because it's like it's literally been 2 months.
Well, half the skaters that were there are now split or retired. I'm
Well,
traumatized.
well, we're gonna talk about that. I think part of the reason why this off season has felt so long, and this is why we're here today to talk about this, we needed to air it all out because a lot of stuff has happened this season. And we were talking about this right before we got on to record, which I was like, I have resisted the temptation to say this is unusual. The number of splits, retirements, new pairings, new countries, new everything. I've been trying to convince myself that this is just a normal post-Olympic off season where things happen, and we knew that there were going to be retirements. We knew that there were going to be splits. But Michelle, I don't know if
No,
this is normal.
think so. And I was thinking so Beijing was not a normal Olympics season. So I feel like a lot of people didn't really feel like that was a real Olympics in the same way because they couldn't have their family there. And I think everyone sort of just held on through it. But
Yeah, and then they stuck around because of it, right?
yeah. And the past Olympic seasons, I mean, I remember there was some coaching changes and things after 2018 and after 2014 and after but nothing this shocking. I mean, after 2006, I remember a lot of the dance teams hung on and did another season. So it was just kind of like, I don't know, this is just kind of traumatizing.
I think it's interesting that you say that the after 2006
Mhm.
because and we were talking about this when I was interviewing Piper and Paul. After 2010 was like the great breakup
Mhm.
great breakup and reshuffle of dance teams. Um, and we saw Piper was saying, yeah, I
Mhm.
was, I had I was having tryouts with Paul. I was having tryouts with Evan. I just split with Zach. And there were, everybody was sort of like in this merry-go-round. And it feels a little bit like that here, but also it's not
Worse.
just dance. Yeah, at worst. And it's
And it's
not
higher
just
level
dance.
teams.
It's a lot.
Yeah. It's quite a lot. I mean, those big splits in dance, it was like Emily and Evan and Piper and Zach were like the season before, and then Vanessa and Paul. I mean, they weren't the number 1 or number 2 in their
Hmm.
country. I guess Vanessa and Paul were. They
Yeah,
were.
yeah, they
But they
were.
split after the post-Olympic season.
Right.
This just feels like we got off the ice from Worlds, and then it's like, we're splitting, we're splitting, we're
Yeah.
splitting. Oh, I'm done, by the way. I'm done. Retirement, goodbye. Um, and it's kind of funny because I expected retirements, but we haven't gotten retirements from almost anyone I expected them from yet. So,
All right, let's we I had titled this podcast the Marin Honda and Shoma Uno pairing plus other news. I
mhm.
mean, the big news over the
And let's
last
start with
couple
the
of
happy
yeah,
news.
yeah. The big news over the past couple of days. And I mean, Michelle, you and I have had to keep a lot of secrets over the years, and we continue to have to keep a lot of secrets. And that was one of those, like, I had to keep my mouth shut for a long time
Yeah.
for Marin Honda and Shoma Uno. And to be fair, yes, they had been planning
Mhm.
things, but also you never know, right? Like it's like you think you're going to do it, and then a few weeks later, maybe it's like, yeah, that doesn't feel right. And so we all saw that there was footage of them and photos of them
Mhm.
going to Montreal to do a little bit of work with the team there, partly because Misato Komatsubara, who has been with them over the past few seasons as they have been doing shows, and I'm talking about
Mhm.
Shoma and Marin, as they've been doing shows, like she trained in Montreal, and so I think that
Mhm.
this was like a natural, like, let's do a little camp,
Mhm.
let's learn some golden waltz,
Mhm.
which is kind of crazy that you got Shoma Uno learning the golden waltz.
I mean, that is what's so crazy. It's like, "Oh, it's fun. Let me try ice dance. This is all let me just do this." And then you could go to Montreal to learn the Golden Waltz. I think that would take a lot of people out. I think a
I
lot
know.
of people would be like, "You know what? I think show skating is fine, it's fun." Like, poor Shoma, poor Marin, like, this is their first competitive season, and they have to do, like, one of the worst compulsories. I mean, greatest, but
Well,
hardest, craziest.
well,
So that's I'm impressed that they learned it and they still said, "Okay, we're still gonna do this." Good for them. I don't wanna do it.
yeah, I know. It's very interesting, and we were hearing some of the things uh, that they were saying in their
Mhm,
press conference,
mhm,
and apparently, Marin Honda has been training ice dance for a number of years now, like starting back in like I think 2021,
interesting.
and she had tryouts with Shingo Nishiyama.
Mm,
She's had different tryouts, and when Shoma retired, like, weeks later, Marin was like, "Hey, you wanna try you wanna
yeah,
give it a shot?"
yeah,
And the dynamics are interesting, right? Um, they were both single skaters, uh, and, like, you think about, like, Kana Muramoto and Daisuke Takahashi.
mhm,
Kana was, an ice dancer for a very long time, and
mhm,
Daisuke was coming in as a single skater turned ice dancer, and now you've got really multiple, multiple, two,
mhm,
um, ice dance teams in Japan who are both former single
mhm,
skaters and both like very, well
mhm,
accomplished kind of single skaters, Marin and Shoma, and uh Kushida, uh,
mhm.
Kushida
It's the off
Shimada. There
season.
we go. Oh my gosh, my
You don't
brain.
have your skating brain on. It leaves me
Kush
too.
Kushida Shimada, right?
Yeah.
And the now we got two of those. We got
Mhm,
Rika Kihira having come
mhm,
back to do ice dance, right? So Japan's a very interesting one, and I will say Daisuke Takahashi really like flew open the door for all of these single skaters who are like, I think I've got some really good skating
yeah,
skills. Like, why not? Why not give it a
yeah,
shot?
and,
Um,
the team medal is right there,
team medal
somebody's
is
gonna
right
win
there.
it. Somebody they need a team. I'm I feel like Shoma I mean, Japanese skating usually has, like, a reputation for their skaters having exceptional edge quality and skating quality and expressiveness on the ice, but Shoma and Marin each in their discipline, like, took it to its own level. Like, they were just such beautiful skaters, and we didn't get to see Marin really have a long career, I think because she had issues, like, maintaining the jumps, she didn't get assignments, but Shoma we had for a long time, and it was still sad to see him go, and I mean, I missed him a lot this past couple seasons, so I'm excited to see both of them. It looks like it's going well. You know, let's go. I love this.
I think the dynamics will be interesting because he
Mhm.
is shorter than she is.
Mhm. We need
Like,
to get him some of those Max Stavisky lifts on his boots. Max, who was always competing in, like, stilettos. He had, like, a solid, like, inch of lift, and then he had those blades that were lifted too. Um,
oh my lord.
they'll figure it out. It's okay. It'll be fine.
Well, well, Marin and Shoma headline our new partnerships for this
Mhm.
off season. There have been a few other ones that have been making the rounds,
Mhm.
and the with new partnerships, with the exception of Shoma and Marin, with these new
Mhm.
partnerships, it means that old partnerships either broke up or
Mhm.
broke up because we retired or broke up because they were both looking for new partners. Um, the first one that we got uh, in the last couple of weeks was Star Andrews
Mhm.
and Danielle Parkman. Now we're talking
Mhm.
about pairs. We're going to mix pairs
We're
and
talking
ice
about
dance here.
musical pairs in the
We're
US.
talking, yeah, and we'll talk about the musical pairs that is happening.
Yeah.
Um, Star Andrews, we knew from last
Mhm.
season. She had announced that it was going to be her last singles season, and that she was going to go into pair skating. And lo and behold, little did we know, there was a lot there was a lot of talk randomly that it was going to be somehow it was going to be her and Luke Wang, who
They're
they're the
dating.
two are dating.
Yeah.
Um,
And she's so
and
tiny.
yeah, and I don't think it was even actually in the cards.
Mm.
But it turned out the couple days before they were fully announced, there was a photo of Star with a large man next to
Very,
her,
very large.
and I
Very
texted
large.
I texted Michelle, I was like,
Yeah.
"That is Danielle Parkman, there's no
Yeah.
way that is not Danielle
Yeah.
Parkman."
Yeah.
Um, so they will be, uh
Starman.
Starman will be debuting this coming season,
And
likely.
she posted a video in their announcement, and they look good. I mean, I can't believe that Star has not been doing pairs. She just looks so good in the pair elements already.
I
I'm
know.
excited to see
I
how it
think,
goes.
with single skaters going into pairs, single
Mhm.
women skaters going into pairs, it's usually like, how did they learn the twist? How did
Mhm.
they learn the death spirals? How did they learn the throws? The other things tend to come generally easier, right? Because lifts, the woman
Mhm.
has a lot of mechanics that they have to deal with, but
Mhm.
looking at the footage that Star and
Mhm.
Danielle had posted, she has a very good core and she
Mhm.
understands her center of balance, and
Mhm.
so that seems to be okay for them. The other things we'll have to see
I
how
hope
that
he likes
goes.
Beyoncé.
Danielle Parkman skating to a Beyonce medley.
I mean, it's gonna happen at
Just
least
like
once
a
a year, and I'm here for
just,
it.
just and choreographically, who are you? I am the backup dancer to
Yes.
Beyonce.
I'm
Yes,
yes.
that's right. Um,
Perfect.
so that was the first one in the last couple of weeks. The second one, and we knew something was happening because Kellyanne Loren
Mhm.
and Luca Etier had
Mhm.
announced that they were splitting and that both of them were looking for a new partner. And then Fiona Bombardier and
Mhm.
Benjamin Mimar had split. And so what was going to happen? We didn't know. And it was Fiona Bombardier and Luca Etier who paired up for Canada. Canada pairs
Mhm.
is also in disarray, and we'll talk about
Mhm.
where all of that goes as well.
Yeah.
This one will be interesting. I mean, Fiona Bombardier is, uh, I feel like I got this wrong last time, or maybe I didn't get it wrong last time, the daughter of José Chouinard.
Mhm.
And for those of you who know the history of Canadian skating, that is royalty.
Mhm.
And Fiona had her moments in single skating, and from what I heard, wanted to continue doing single skating, but kind of
Mhm.
decided that pairs was more of the path for her, and so she is now with Luca Etier.
Mhm.
She had an injury last season, and now she's back from it. So uh, Canada pairs having a shakeup. Italian pairs.
Oh gosh, yeah. Both, pair teams on the Olympic team split.
That's right. And so Rebecca Gilardi, Filippo Ambrosini were the
Mhm.
first to announce.
Yeah.
Rebecca Gilardi, that was not a surprise at all
I was so sad
because
about it, though.
I know they're such a fun team.
Mhm.
Rebecca Gilardi at the Olympics, I was telling you, folks, after after they finished their free skate, I saw Rebecca and she was like, "Yeah, we're not going to Worlds." I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're right. You're totally retiring." Uh,
Yeah.
little did we know though that Fila Ambrosini was going to
Mhm.
continue, and he has been trying out with a few different skaters, and it turned out that Melania Fananen, who hasn't skated in a couple of years, like a season and a half, I
Yeah.
think, um, she was skating with another Filippo
Mhm.
Clerici, who and they represented Finland, and they were actually they had some very good skates at Worlds a couple for at least one of their seasons
Remember, they
together.
were good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's a strong single skater, as I
Mhm.
remember,
Mhm.
which I think will be useful because
Mhm.
at the end of Ghilardi
Mhm.
Ambrosini's uh, career, they were down to double axles and a
Mhm.
double sow cow because they
Mhm.
were just the triples were just not happening, and so we'll see where they go. They will be representing Italy,
Nice.
um, and that was a decision that they made partly because Italy has probably more financial support for their
Mhm.
figure skaters, and also
Easier for citizenship.
is it easier?
Well, does Philo speak Finnish?
I don't
I
know.
don't think he does.
He might be
And they probably are
Finnish.
training in Italy, so she has
Yes.
residency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That probably makes sense. Um, so the 2 of them are now going to be representing Italy. They want to aim for this season, likely later in the season, Fila was saying, instead of, like, debuting at
Mhm.
Lombardia. So that's what's happening with them, but also and now we're verging into split territory or, like, completely into split
Mhm.
territory now. Sarah Conti, Nico Machi are not skating together anymore. Uh, Nico Machi decided to retire, and Sarah Conti is looking for a new partner. Italian pairs. We knew going in to this coming season that it was going to be likely in shambles,
Mhm.
given that they had one pair
Mhm.
at Worlds last season because Gilardi Ambrosini didn't go, and then Conti Machi also
Mhm.
didn't go because Sarah Conti was still recovering from her knee injury.
Mhm.
So the top 2 pairs are gone. Um, Beccari Grarise, we haven't heard anything from them. They were squarely the number 3 pair
Mhm.
in Italy. And then Caldara Maglio, who are the number 4 pair, they went to Worlds. They are continuing. So it'll be an interesting Italian pairs
Mhm.
field over the next 4 years.
A little surprised by Conti Machi. I just thought thinking back to the condition they were in before she got injured, I was like, they could win worlds, you know? Why not do another season and try? But I guess if they're happy with their, where they're at in their Olympic medal, then
Yeah,
yeah.
got their Olympic medal. Well, let's talk about the great pairs shakeups that we were just talking about. We start with the US.
Mhm. I mean, some of
I'm
these
just
aren't
reading.
even announced splits yet, and we have new partnerships.
You wonder, you wonder.
Yeah.
Okay, so in late March, Audrey Shin, Balaj, Naj
Mhm.
were had split. It was um, didn't seem amicable,
Mhm.
based on what was going on with their
Mhm.
Instagram posting.
Mhm.
But both of them wanted to continue.
Mhm.
So that was the first one. Olivia Flores, Luke Wang
Mhm.
split. Uh, Katie McBeath, Danielle Parkman, we talked
Mhm.
about, they split. And so those 3 were the ones who we heard actual confirmation of splits. Now lots of things are happening right now in the
Mhm,
social media verse, including yesterday a picture of the teams that, or at least the skaters
mhm.
that are training with Jenny Mino and Todd Sand.
And they appear to be standing in their team
They
position, like, together,
appear
the teams
they
are
ap
together.
Yep, they
Yes.
appear to be standing in their team
Mm,
positions because Star Andrews was standing with
mhm.
Danielle Parkman, and right next to them.
Katie McBeath was standing with Balaj.
Yes.
Um, so I that sounds like a potentially great pairing. It doesn't mean that they're a team, but they were standing together in their camp photo. So, I'm taking it as soft confirmation they're skating
Uh,
together. Um, and he
these are
has trained in that group before, so
That's right,
he's
that's right.
yeah.
Um,
But also, there was a team that was not in the photo that I think we expected to see, and that was Chelsea Liu and Ryan Bedard,
yes.
who maybe they have changed coaches, maybe they just weren't there that day. I don't know. But last we heard they were together and training at that in that camp, and so them not being in the team photo or the group photo of all the teams there is raises a question about their whereabouts.
We're we're
Where are you?
we're getting into the "where are you" in the team photo on the
Yeah,
off-season,
yeah,
questions. But
yes.
if we look at last year's US Figure Skating Championships, Efimova, Mitrofanov, who are the gold medalists, we are, what, 95, 100% sure that
Yeah.
they are continuing.
They're
We've
literally
talked
married to each other.
they are literally married. It
Yeah.
was either they were going to retire or they were going to
Mhm,
continue,
mhm,
and by all accounts, they're continuing. Ellie Camp, Danny O'Shea have been on tour for the
mhm,
last couple of months.
mhm.
They are very tired.
Yeah,
And we'll see. We'll see
yeah,
how it goes. It's been a whirlwind a few months.
yeah.
They have not said anything either way about where they're going to go
Mhm,
competitively. So that's a question mark. McBeath Parkman, we talked about, they split.
mhm.
Emily Chan and Spencer Howe, here's more social media sleuthing. And it wasn't really a sleuth because
Yeah.
Monument Ice in Colorado literally posted something that had Spencer Howe and Audrey Shin, and it said
Standing
something
together
standing
like they're a
together.
team.
And it said something to the effect of, "We were excited to have Audrey Shin and
Mhm,
Spencer Howe train here."
mhm,
So, what does that mean? Does that mean they are together? We don't know. Does that mean they're still trying out? We don't know.
mhm,
Who knows? But
mhm.
that is something that's currently speculation happening right
Yeah.
now,
I
and
had
public
heard
information.
I had heard, like, on Twitter that Audrey was skating with Spencer and that people had seen them training together in Boston. But this was the first, like, actual picture of them together we got with, like, confirmation of them being a team.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
I mean, what was interesting was, Shannon Howe
Mhm,
had been, um were going to be on Stars on Ice,
mhm,
and they ended up pulling out of Stars on
mhm,
Ice because of previous commitments, as I believe that was supposed to be, and then they did skate at a Boston show that
mhm.
they were part of, and so, people were just wondering if that was it actually was a scheduling conflict or if it was
It's
something
weird to
else.
turn down all that money. Something else is
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah. So we don't know. There's no confirmation of
Yeah.
Shannon Howe. There's no confirmation of Shin and Howe. But that is currently where it stands. Okay. Number 5 was Shin and Naj. They have split, and we talked
Mhm,
about them. Number 6 was Plazas Fernandez. We know they're continuing. They already have new programs. They are
mhm,
ready to go. They are,
mhm,
and I gotta say, last season I really liked where they had come
mhm,
back from, the
mhm,
Max's injury, and I feel like they came back a better pair,
mhm,
a stronger pair, so we'll see how they continue. Flores and Wang have split, Lou and
mhm.
Bedard, MIA from the team
Missing.
photo. Um, And so that was your top 8 from
Yeah.
US nationals, so that was, you know, topsy-turvy,
Mhm.
continues to be.
Mhm.
Okay, let's go look at the Canadians. Ooh, and we're gonna segue from the Canadian pairs to Canadian dance
Well,
very
I think we
quickly.
have to talk about the number 1 Canadian pair, though.
That I
Actually,
literally I literally just pulled up the 2020 Canadian figure skating championships, and I'm like, Kirsten Moore Towers did not win last season.
Kirsten Moore Towers just had a really cute baby.
She certainly did. That's more
Um,
off-season news for you.
uh, Deanna and Max.
Oh, I was the Pereira and Michaud are the top Canadian
They
team right
are.
now.
They are. They are. They are. They're cool. They're fine. They're on
Yes,
tour. They're on Canadian Stars on Ice.
they are
I'm
very,
sure they're
very
gonna have
much
some fabulous programs next year. I wouldn't say no to more Jessie Ware. So, but Deanna
sleeveless
Stellato,
costumes, please, for both of
Dudek.
them.
Yeah. Deanna Stellato, Dudek, and Max Deschamps. I don't think they've made a formal announcement,
They have not. They have
but
not talked about either way.
we've heard that Max is not continuing skating, that he is retiring and is now coaching, but that has not been formally announced yet. But
That is
that's
correct.
seems known within the skating community more than some of these other things
That's
that
right.
aren't confirmed that we've heard. Like that's pretty well known. I think he's probably waiting for a time to announce it. But as far as I've
Yeah,
heard, Deanna is continuing.
probably, of course, Deanna will be continuing
Yes.
until
The dawn
forever.
of time. Yeah.
Yeah, but yes, Max Deschamps, no confirmation yet, but, a very, very much talked about here.
Mhm.
Number 3 was Laurent Etier, we've talked about, they split. Number 4 was Kemp and Elizarov, they are continuing as far as we know. Um, and
The World Junior Champions.
the world junior
Yeah.
champions. There were a couple other splits, which was or there was one other split that we knew of, which was, Quattrocchi and Lacasse, who were in juniors last season. So, um, that's where we are with Canadian pairs, but the big
Mm.
shakeup, and Michelle, get some tissues. Big shakeup was Canadian ice dance. There's the tissues because
Literally every team but, like, 2,
it's crazy.
and they all broke up within, like, a week of each other, 2
I
weeks
mean,
of each other.
it was like they were uppercutted us, and then we were down on the mat, and
Mhm,
then we got up, and then
mhm. Yeah.
they right hooked us. It was a lot.
Like, teams that we never even considered as potential, like, splits.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just I'm very I'm still traumatized. It
yeah.
was a difficult April.
I don't wanna bury the lead here. The big one was Marjorie, Lajoie, and Zach Lagha, and they,
Can't.
it's like they've been, in this they were in this upward trajectory really up until 2024, and then they kinda stalled, and then they
Mhm,
sorta went backwards this
mhm,
season, well, on the judging side of things, they went
mhm,
backwards, and so, I'm sure that had to be frustrating to have been, um, 10th at their 2nd Olympics,
mhm,
um, you know, after being 13th at their first and,
mhm,
like, having been 5th in the at the World Championships just 2
mhm,
seasons ago.
mhm.
So they have split, and as far as we know, both of them are continuing and searching for new partners. And there's a lot of rumors going on out right now, and I'm not gonna talk about any of them.
Um, it's very upsetting. I'm glad that they're both continuing, but it's just, like, tragic, and they're, former coach Ramon Hagenauer. I know they stopped working with him this season, but he gave some quotes to a Russian journalist about how they had very different personalities and they really didn't agree on like an artistic kind of vision or path forward in their skating. And it was always sort of a challenge to decide what they were going to do. And I think we really saw that because like this past season, like for them to scrap both of their programs
Mhm.
in August. It's just interesting.
Yeah.
And it's so heartbreaking because they're so unbelievably talented. I mean, just extraordinary. And, I really, really wanted to see them make it to the world title, the Olympic title that I always thought was in the cards for them. But, you know, I guess it's just not to be if you can't, figure things out. Maybe it's better to go in different directions, but at least they're
Right.
both still skating.
I mean, they had been skating for 15 years together, right? But, Zach Lagha is 27,
Hmm.
Marjorie Lajoie is 25, and we had ice dance teams who were well into their mid-30s
Hmm.
who have been competing over the past cycle. So I think I'm glad they're continuing, and hopefully they're gonna find partners that will be better suited for them and continue their journeys.
Hmm.
So that was the big one. Piper Gillis, Paul Poirier, before anybody asks, have not said anything
They're
about
going
anything.
strong.
They have not said anything. Uh,
Their coaches moved from Scarborough, which is where they always trained, to a different rink. I forget where it is in Canada. But Carol Lane was posting all this stuff about leaving Scarborough, all the memories. Here's we're going to this new place. And Piper commented on one of the posts and was like, "Can't wait to skate there." And I was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean you can't wait? Like, what are you going to be doing?" So maybe Piper and Paul or I mean, if I were Skate Canada,
I
I'd be like,
mean,
"Tell me what you want, I'll give you anything, don't retire."
so crazy, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the the th- the three stalwart ice dance teams that we have seen over the past Olympic cycle, and I'm talking about Piper and Paul, I'm talking
Uh-huh.
about Maddie Chalk and Evan Bates, I'm talking about Charlene Queen Guignard and Marco Fabri.
Yeah. Crickets.
We were like, what's gonna happen? Like
Crickets.
all of us just expected them to be like, okay, we're
Yeah,
done.
like, retire on the podium.
Yeah.
And
Like, literally hold up a sign that says, "We're
yeah,
done."
yeah.
Um,
The most
Piper
we've
yes.
gotten is, like, after rigorous cross-examination by multiple journalists, Evan Bates finally said that, "We don't know, but we're looking more towards show skating,
Yeah,
but we don't know."
I think
That's it.
that was as big of an announcement as
Yeah.
I think we're ever going to hear from Madison Chalk and Evan
Mhm.
Bates, that they are excited to
Yeah.
go focus on show skating.
Yeah.
And, it's still a great time for it in the US, and I keep saying, like, I feel like there's enough demand out
Mhm.
there for figure skating where
Mhm.
they could put together, some kind of a
Yeah.
fall or winter tour or something that would be very, very interesting. Um, and
Or
then
do the
Charlene
Grand Prix.
or to the Grand Prix. Charlene Guignard and Marco Fabri
Mhm.
have said that they're going back to training. We
I
don't know
mean,
how serious that is.
I expected them after the Olympics to be on a never-ending press tour of Italy, and they did that a little bit, but then they went to Africa on, like, a month-long vacation, and that's, like, usually what they do in a competitive season. They go on these long trips, and then they come back and train, and so I'm like, "What so what?"
What's
You'd
going
think
on?
you'd stay home and make money
What's
unless
going
you need to
on?
get ready for next season.
Yeah, what's
So
going on here?
that's yeah.
Let's keep going down the list of Canadian ice dance teams.
Mhm,
Number 3 was Marie-Josée Loriot and
mhm,
Romain Legac. They are continuing as far as we know.
mhm.
We haven't heard anything otherwise.
I mean, they
And
might retire, but we haven't heard anything.
yeah, we haven't heard anything. That's more of where what I should be saying. Um, However, number 4, Alicia Fabry, Paul Ayer have split, and I think both of them have said that they were going to look for new partners. That is correct. Um, And at number 6, Lily Henson, Nathan Lickers, who had been, sort of up and coming over the last couple
They had a
seasons.
great season, and they had one of my favorite free dances this
Yeah,
season to Blues for Kluk, which I don't say lightly because I never like anything that Usava Julin did as much when anyone else does it, but I thought their Blues for Kluk was great, and I was excited to see what was next for them, and I took that one personally too.
they have split, and they are also both looking for new partners. You go down the list, number 9 at Canadian Nationals, Gauthier and Tyrion also split. Um, a lot of splits going on, and
There was
that
another high-profile dance split, though, not Canadian. Well, kinda
oh,
Canadian.
kinda
Canadian,
Canadian, kinda
but
Canadian.
but not Canadian, yeah.
We're not making any, connections to any of these because those are all rumors, but Hannah Lim and Yi Kwan, to the surprise of a lot of people,
Mhm,
had announced that they were gonna split at toward the end of April.
mhm,
And the Instagram posts that both of them put out were very emotional, like, you
mhm.
can tell that they have a lot of respect for each other.
Yeah, they were very
Um,
close.
yeah, and so South Korea does not have an ice dance team currently, although there's apparently a new ice dance team that has just
Yeah,
registered with Korea,
yeah, yeah. They're Canadian,
and they're
but
Canadian.
yeah. Yeah.
And it's Korean Canadian
But I'm
again.
here for Korea building a little ice dance program. I hope both Yekwon and Hannah Lim continue skating for Korea.
Yeah, we'll
Let's
see.
get more than one entry in those test skates.
I
I'm here
I
for it.
it would seem based on Alex Gamelin getting his, Korean citizenship for 2018,
Mhm,
that maybe Korean citizenship is easier to get than Canadian citizenship. I don't know. Because we know Deanna Stellato
mhm,
was, like, you know,
mhm,
um, biting her fingernails for a long time
mhm,
like, hoping she would get her Canadian
mhm,
citizenship. And that's, we're it's May 24th. There's a lot
mhm.
of off season left, and we're going to hear more.
Well, one little thing about Hannah Lim is she
Mhm,
posted a
mhm.
little teaser on Instagram, I think today, I think it was, like, this
Yeah, it
morning,
was today.
and she posted, a photo of her skates on the ice, and then there was a
There was
man skating with her, or
someone
at least
else.
someone in black skates,
There was
and
someone
people are
else with boot covers.
yeah, if there's someone if you're good at identifying boots, take a look and make your best guess. I saw some speculation on Twitter that it might be Zach Lagha, but I don't know. I personally am not good at that, so
Speculations, it all
yeah. Mm,
is. We will hear more, I am sure, very soon, but,
mhm,
these, like, sort of soft launch
mhm,
things usually take a couple days, and we
mhm,
know. So,
mhm,
we'll see what happens. Alright, let's go talk about some retirements, because some of these retirements obviously had to do with splits.
mhm,
Uh, we knew from the very beginning of the season that there were a number of retirements that were gonna happen. Kaori Sakamoto, Wakaba Higuchi, Mai Mihara, Wenjing Sui Song Han, uh, Caroline Suisse and Shane Fierce, all of those, they made their their retirement announcements either fairly early or fairly soon, right after the
mm,
World Championships. Um, if you have not already, my interview with Wakaba Higuchi just dropped on YouTube, and it's a fairly substantial one. It's
yeah,
30 minutes long, so very very excited to have her on. And next week, if you haven't heard already, Kaori Sakamoto will be on the podcast for an interview as well. So stay tuned for both of those. They are not announcing comebacks. I will just tell you that much.
mm, man,
So those happened. Those happened. A couple other ones that were of interest. Well, every one of them are of interest, but Hana Yoshida fairly young,
Yeah,
has retired. She's going to Australia to go to university.
for her. Maybe she'll take her
So
skates.
yeah, I know. It's like, if we
Why
had
not?
a penny for a Hannah who's Japanese,
Yeah.
of some sort and
Uh-huh.
also became Australian of
Yeah.
some sort, we would have 2 pennies. Um, Anastasia Vaipanlaw and
Mhm.
Luke Digby split because Luke Digby is retiring. Anna wants to keep competing.
Mhm.
Um, I actually saw her after their free skate at the World Championships, and immediately I was like, "Oh, I'll see you next season," and she was like, "Hold on a second." So I was sworn to secrecy for a number of weeks. Well, no, a number of days because she announced that fairly quickly after the World Championships. Um,
It's gonna be tough for her because I don't know if there's a lot of British
I know.
pair guys, and British citizenship is a hard thing to come by. I think that you need a residency requirement for that, and takes a long time. Um,
So we wonder what's
Maybe
gonna
she will
happen.
end up switching countries. I don't know.
Right, exactly. I mean, what she was telling me was that she and Luke, like, never really thought they were going to get as far as they did.
Mhm.
And when the last couple of seasons happened, she was like, "This is fun, like, this is
Yeah.
invigorating," and he was like, yeah, it's fun, but also, like, I'm done."
My body's
Um,
broken.
yeah, exactly, and so Anna's definitely she's got a fire, and she wants to continue. Question is whether or not
Mhm.
she'll be able to find a partner of the right nationality, of the right
Mhm.
whatever circumstances. Josephine Talyagard, uh, announced her retirement. Um, we talked about Rebecca Gillardi. We talked about Nico Machi. We didn't know, but Riku Miura, Ryuichi Kihara has had a
Mhm.
whole farewell tour
Yeah.
and launched their own tour,
Yeah.
which apparently sold out like
Good for them.
immediately.
Good for them.
So the pairs pioneers of Japan,
Mhm.
have retired, and uh, we wish them all the best. They want to build pairs in Japan. They want to take all the stuff that they learned and
Mhm.
continue to build the Japanese skaters and the
Mhm.
next generation. Yulia Shatitina and
Mhm.
Mikhail Wozniak have split because Yulia is retiring.
Mhm.
Mikhail is, I believe, searching for a new partner. So there are pair guys out there,
Mhm.
but not everybody is going to be a match.
Mhm.
And then another one was Anastasia Golubieva
Mhm.
and Hector Giotopoulos Moore of Australia, who had a hell of a season.
Mhm.
Um, and not in a good way because they
Yeah.
had there was a concussion that they had to deal with. There was citizenship stuff that they had
Mhm.
to deal with. He's retiring. She wants to continue. Um, and then lastly, Michelle,
Mm.
the
This one hit
Joker,
hard.
the Joker,
Yeah.
Vladimir Litvintsev. After 2 Olympics, he has called it a career, and that was all of 2 days ago
Mhm.
that came out. So
I'm grateful that I got to be in person at Skate America for his, like, best ever skate of his life. That free skate was
it really
incredible,
was, yeah.
and I'll always remember it, and him smoking at the boards. He was yeah.
Fake smoking, fake
I'm
smoking.
so sad he didn't make it to the free skate in Milan, but,
Yeah, I know. Or at the World Championships.
Yeah.
It's, like none of
Yeah.
those. Very sad. So retirements, lots of retirements, a few coaching changes. I'll just say there's coaching changes to be
Mhm.
had. So take a look. There have been music announcements
Mhm.
already.
Mhm.
And then there's also been skaters who have announced that they're continuing. This is
Mhm.
a little bit rarer than
Yeah.
than what we usually get, which is like if you don't say anything, people just assume that you're continuing.
Mhm.
This year, apparently, if you don't say anything, people have no idea and they freak out. And
Mhm.
so it's very useful for you to announce something. Uh, Hassevolden, the world champions, are continuing, and
Mhm.
they said they're continuing through 2030,
Nice.
which is, I think, to people who are in the skating community is something of a shock because a lot of folks were thinking that 2026 was going to be where they end, but they've only been together for a few years,
Mhm.
so they've got more to give.
Mhm.
Gabby Daleman said one more season,
Mhm.
and it'll be her final season next
What happened
season.
to Gabby doing pairs?
I don't know. Maybe
I like
maybe sh
those clips.
maybe
I
sh
wanna see some of more of it.
maybe she'll pull a Star Andrews at
Yeah.
in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Yulia Sauter, Yuna Aoki,
Mhm.
Kazuki Tomono, Sota Yamamoto, all of them
Mhm.
have said next season.
Mhm.
Um, and so that there's hope, folks.
And Alyssa.
There's Alyssa is an interesting one because she
Mhm.
did say yes that she wants to continue, but
But
she also
then fame.
backtracked. Yeah, I know. She also
Fame.
backtracked a little bit,
Uh-huh.
partially because she has had no time to train. She has
Yeah.
had no time to think. And so, you know, let's hope. I mean, the state of the US uh skaters is really like we don't know what's going to happen with this crop. Um especially given a few of them have been around for a while. But who knows? That if you haven't gone to Stars on Ice, it's been fun. It's been great to see the enthusiasm especially of US Stars on Ice and how much fan footage there's been out there, and I'm like, I'm just watching the same thing over and over and over again, but
Yeah.
it's cool. I'm
Yeah.
glad. I'm like, better that than not having anything at
Yeah.
all, so.
It's nice for the skaters to be able to perform to such huge crowds too. Um, yeah, it's just
S
gotta feel good.
Sold out arenas for
Mhm.
Stars on Ice when just 10 years ago, we were like, "Can we even get 20% of these
Yeah.
seats?"
Feels like 1996 again.
I know, it does. Time for a
Yeah.
um, competing ice
We need a
show to happen.
Yeah, we need a rivalry. We need a heated rivalry.
Which won't come back until next year. Okay. All right. On that note, we've had a lot to talk about. 50 minutes apparently of talking
Mhm.
about the off-season news. I am sure there will be plenty more to come over the next few months as we look ahead toward the 2026-27 Olympic season or the 2026-27 figure skating
Yeah.
season and the 2027 to 2030 Olympic
Mhm.
cycle. We are starting a new cycle, folks, and I will be at ISU Congress to cover it.
You are?
I am going to the
Jackie,
Congress.
that's cool. Okay, listen, I need you to start doing deals. I need you to pay some people off, pawn them some cash. We need to kill the character stub. Get rid of it.
If I only had that kind of power. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing there, but I am
Go to the ATM.
that's yeah. Go to the ATM.
Be careful, don't get the hantavirus.
I know. ISU Congress, if folks don't know, is in Tenerife, where the cruise ship with the hantavirus had docked.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, uh, Michelle needs to go to dinner, or needs to go drive to dinner.
Yeah.
I need to go and start our rocker rewatch party for the 2015 Grand Prix final. Pairs free skate and men's free skate coming up in 8 minutes.
Let's go.
Yeah. I go to live.rockerskating.com. Lots of other things happening. Danielle Earl world famous figure skating photographer, and I are putting out a book, which is a season retrospective of 25-26 Olympic season. I am halfway through designing that book, and it's looking pretty nice, I will say.
Cool.
So if you're interested, go to live.rockerskating.com and put in your email because pre-orders will start in mid-June. Lots of stuff coming. I can't even tell you all the things that are coming yet, but lots of things are coming for rocker skating, for this podcast, for all the things that are happening in the next season. So, Michelle, any final thoughts?
Not really. I'm just like, I can't wait for the Grand Prix assignments to come out. I'm just
Oh my
so
gosh.
ready for, and I think we're gonna get some surprise team announcements via the Grand Prix assignments because, a lot of
Because they
these
have to
teams,
be.
yeah, you
Yeah.
get it together to get your name in there so you can, get some assignments.
We need like a blimp or
Yeah.
something at a World Cup um match.
I'm excited for the World Cup too. Um, you know that scene from Game of Thrones when they attack Daenerys and her dragon and the Dothraki attack the Lannister army on the battlefield, and you see there's that shot of the dragon going across the screen, just breathing fire all the way across, just like torching the entire field. That is going to be this season with Mao Shimada, and I'm ready for it. I am ready. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Mao
And
Shimada,
if
the fire
anyone's
breathing
listening
dragon.
that has any power, we would appreciate her at Skate America, please. Please. Just a little request.
Who's got the power? All right. Well, for Michelle Ellis, this is Jackie Wong, Chief Skate Nerd of rockerskating.com. Thanks as always to our sponsors at John Wilson Blades. Thank you so much. And you know what? We're probably going to do another one of these like in a month when the Grand Prix assignments come out. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, go and watch the Wakaba Higuchi interview and stay tuned for the Kaori Sakamoto interview. All right.
Wakaba
Talk to you
forever.
soon. Wakaba forever. Bye.
Bye.